8. Empty bellies, clear minds. June 26th, 2018. The wild boars are entering their third full day underground. They've spent the first 2 days trapped in the cave, alternating between crying and comforting one another and crying again. Why hasn't anyone found them yet? How long will they have to be there? Even now that their tears have dried, it's so frustrating to have to sit in one place hour after hour with nothing to do but wait. The wild boars are not the sitting type. They want to do something, anything. They keep checking the water that blocks their way out, but it hasn't gone down. They scratch messages into the cave's walls. 26th of June. 13 boys need rescuing. They have no idea who will see these messages, but at least it gives them something to do. Bu and Dom tell the others that they once heard of a way out through the back of the cave, but it's really far back. Local people tell stories of a man who went deep into Tamluang and found a shaft lit by moonlight that led to the surface. He climbed up and found himself in an isolated village nestled in the mountain valley. Having lost the hole back to the cave, he stayed in the village for 40 years until the day he discovered the cave again and returned back through Tamluang to his own people. It's lovely to imagine a beam of pale moonlight shining down from the surface into the cave. It's even better imagining climbing out. But does such a shaft really exist, or is it just a story? The boys have no idea how far underground they are, but it must be hundreds of yards. Even if they could find a shaft that led to the surface, how could they climb up? And what if they go looking for it and get trapped even farther back in the cave? At least here they have a good supply of fresh water. The water tastes clean, and it hasn't made anyone sick so far. Coach Egg is reluctant to leave such an important resource. In the end, they decide to wait where they are. By the third day, the boys' tears may have stopped, but their hunger has multiplied. Taipan, the youngest, has pains in his stomach from the hunger. He tries not to think about food, but it's so hard not to. He craves the good foods his family makes, like fried rice and northern-style curry paste. He isn't alone. Everyone dreams of food. Coach Egg urges the boys to rest and to conserve as much energy as possible. When your body is deprived of food, it will lower its metabolism to survive. Metabolism is the rate at which your body converts food into energy. The lower your metabolism, the longer you can survive without eating. Some mammals can survive for months without food by hibernating. During hibernation, they go into a deep sleep, their metabolism slows, and their body temperature drops, until they wake up in the spring thin and hungry. If only the wild boars could hibernate. But humans must keep their body temperature at about 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, 37 degrees Celsius. Even when the boys are resting, their bodies are burning calories just to keep themselves warm. Since they can't get those calories from eating food, they have started to burn through the little fat they had stored up. If a person goes long enough without eating, their body will eventually begin consuming itself to stay warm and stay alive. It doesn't help that the cave is damp and chilly. It's about 72 degrees Fahrenheit, 22 degrees Celsius, which is on the cold side for Thai children, who are used to warmer weather this time of year. The team got soaked when they had to cross the pools of water, and they still haven't managed to dry out completely. The boys tug their shorts over their knees and slip their arms inside their sleeves. They scoop out a ditch in the sand where they can huddle close and trap the heat radiating off their bodies. Coach Egg keeps careful track of the flashlights, saving the most powerful ones and flicking only one on at a time whenever they need to get a drink of water. With the lights off, it's pitch black. Go into the darkest corner of the darkest room of your house. Shut the door and turn off the light. After a few minutes, when your eyes adjust, it's likely that some photons of light will somehow find their way to your eyeballs. Not so inside a cave. The total darkness of caves can cause some people to hallucinate, seeing flares of color at the edges of their vision. Dwell on the darkness too long, and it takes a heaviness that presses in on you, weighing you down. Professional cavers who spend weeks at a time inside a cave describe a condition they call the rapture, which is a panic attack that seizes people deep underground. Of all the dangers one can encounter in a cave, losing your mind is the most frightening of all. Coach Egg is determined not to let his team fall prey to panic. He knows that they will take their cues from him. If he stays cool, they'll be cool. To help them even more, he tells them to meditate. All the wild boars are familiar with the practice of meditation. Like most of the boys, Coach Aik is Buddhist, and he usually leads the team through meditation exercises before a soccer game to get them focused on the match ahead. Just like on the soccer field, the boys follow their coach's guidance. Breath by breath, they each become the master of the one thing they can control inside Tamluang, their own mind. Meditation. Meditating doesn't have to be done in a temple or seated on a mat with your eyes closed. It's something that anyone can practice anytime. It can start with focusing on something simple, like paying close attention to the way your chest rises and falls with every breath. Or it might involve imagining your mind as a room with two windows. When thoughts of hunger, pain, or shame come in through one window, you can notice them and then let them float right out the other window, keeping the room of your mind clear from all that clutter. When the mind is uncluttered, it allows you to calm your body and see the world more clearly. After all, it was through meditation that the Buddha arrived at the pillars of his great teachings that guide all Buddhists today. The Buddha taught people how to free themselves from the suffering that is a natural part of life. Trapped in the cave, the boys are indeed suffering from hunger and fear. Obsessing over their hunger pains, or fantasizing about eating, or succumbing to the worry that they may never get out will only make their suffering worse. By meditating and focusing on their breathing, the team can be aware of their physical and emotional pains without dwelling on them. Meditation can't erase the boys' hunger and doubts, but it can help release its power over them.